Okay, now we're just going to talk a little bit about the domain and range of a function. And the domain, as we review or recall when we talked about functions, the domain is just all the inputs we're going to use, or all of our x values. So I just drew this little function over here. And you can see that the x values, and I put the coordinates of the endpoints down. That might help you if you have any issues with these. Put the coordinates of the endpoints, or the extreme points of the function, the endpoints. And it's going from -3, -2, all the way out to 4, 1. And the domain would actually be the span of my x values. So I'm going from -3, so you see the x values are going from -3 all the way over here till I get to 4. Including -3 and 4. So I would have brackets there. If there was an open circle, then I would have parentheses. So my range is going from -3, I'm sorry, my domain, pardon me, my domain is going from -3, x equals -3, to x equals 4. So that's all it is. -3 to 4. And that's the domain, or all the x values. In other words, if you were walking along the x-axis, if you looked up or down, you wouldn't see any function until you got right to -3, and then if you looked down, you saw a function, and right over here, you would see it right in front of you. Then if you looked up, you saw the function, and then after that, if you looked up or down, you wouldn't see any function. So that's the domain, from -3 to 4 inclusive. Now the range is the same thing if you were in an elevator, all the y values. In other words, my y values are going from -2 all the way up to 1, including that, so I could mark it like this, all the way to -1. And those are all my y, are always up to +1, pardon me. Those are all my y values. So if I was in an elevator and I looked left and right, I wouldn't see any function until I got here. Then if I look to my left, I'd see function. And then right here, I'd see it right in front of me. Then I look to the right, I see function. Then after here, I don't see any function. So those are the range values. So the range values are the y values, and you said I'm going from -2 to 1. All right, so that's domain and range. And inclusive, so -2 to 1. So that's a good idea. So let's go back and look at our example 1 we just did. And if I don't really see the endpoints here because it's going up and up and up, and it's actually going out. Okay, so this endpoint is going all the way out to, I could say it's going out to +infinity x and +infinity y, because it's just going to keep going up and up forever. And this one's going all the way out to -infinity of x, because it's going to the left. So it's going towards -infinity, but still +infinity for the y, because it's going up, up, up. So those are my extreme values from the endpoints. And then we also have this minimum, which is an extreme value of -4, 1. I'm sorry, 1, -4. Excuse me, 1, -4. So that's my minimum value. So if I want the domain, if I'm walking along the x-axis, actually it doesn't look very much like it, but as I go up and up and up, eventually this is going to cover everything. So in reality, if I use my x values, I'm going from -infinity to infinity of my extreme values. Okay, in other words, as I walk from the left, I look up and up and up, or I keep seeing the function. Here, if I look down, I see the function. Here, if I look up, I see the function. So all the way from -infinity to +infinity, I have elements. So that's my domain. And infinity is always a parenthesis, so -infinity to +infinity. So that's my domain. Now the range would be the y values. Now this is a little bit different. So I'm going to use the y values of my extreme values. So my y value of my minimum is -4, and the y value of my maximums are both infinity. So I'm going to go from -4 to infinity. And since it's equal to -4, I can use a bracket. So again, look at your extreme values. My x extremes are -infinity to +infinity as I go up and up. And my y extremes are -4 to +infinity, because both these y's are +infinity. And it will always work out that way, either positive or -infinity for the y's. So what's happening is my minimum value is to the left. If it's shaped the other way, would be -infinity to that, and we'll see to whatever the value is. But in this case, I'm going from -4 to infinity. And if we use a little elevator concept, if I'm in an elevator, I'm looking for the range, the y values. As I look left and right, I don't see any function until I get right at -4. Then I start to see a function. So from -4 all the way up, forever, never, never, all the way up to infinity, I see a function. So that's the range. Okay? So that's kind of a quick overview of how to do domain and range. And again, go back and review this if you have any kind of issues. Okay?